Hey guys, it's me Seren back with another video. This video been a long time coming because I have had it up here with motherfucking Shea Moisture. I am so over Shea Moisture. I've been over Shea Moisture since that last video that I made about them selling a minority share to Bain Capital, which you guys can watch that video. There will be a link, obviously, popping up somewhere. But I said then in that video that Shea Moisture was clearly heading in a certain direction in terms of wanting to separate their brand from ethnicity. I said it then. What was that, 6 months ago? 8 months ago? Now here we are, chilling in 2016, and they are just pushing forward with this fucking push to like remove themselves from ethnicity. And I'm just so not here for it. Like, I'm just really not here for it. Like, this is a brand that has been basically the whole point of this brand since they came out has been like, yeah, and we're black owned, and we rep so hard for black women, and you know, our grandmother founder, it's our grandmother's formula, and black women, and then as soon as they fucking got on, they leave your ass for a white girl. Like fucking Becky ass Shea Moisture. So Shea Moisture has launched this this new commercial that's talking about break down the walls, hashtag break the walls, or something like that. And basically the whole point is talking about how there's an ethnic section in the drugstore, the beauty supply store, the Target, excuse me, the Walmart. You know, there's the ethnic section, there's the section for the ethnic hair or whatever, and how they feel like, you know, we need to break the walls and we need to just get rid of the ethnic section, and Shea Moisture needs to be motherfucking front and center in the main section, bitch, in the main fucking beauty aisle. That is where Shea Moisture fucking belongs, okay? Shea Moisture wants to be with the white brands, okay? Shea Moisture feels like they need to be sitting up at Mass's table, okay? And I just find the whole thing to just be really laughable that they're trying to frame this as some sort of, yeah, this is for black woman empowerment, and you know, break the walls, and you know, we shouldn't be, you know, in the ethnic section, we need to be in the main section. And you know, I just find it really hilarious because it's just like, Shea Moisture, we see through the games and the tricks, we know what this is about. Like, this is about, you know, getting people that you feel like don't want to touch your product because your product is in the ethnic section, you know, getting them to use your product. That is what this is about. Like, people were asking me, what did I think about the ad? I didn't get a tone, again, of women's empowerment or black women empowerment from the ad at all. I feel like this ad is using the pain that many black women feel at being othered, at being, you know, put in a separate aisle. They're using that pain as a way to expand their consumer base beyond the ethnic hair aisle. And it just really bums me out because it's like, ethnic is not a bad word. Ethnic is not something bad. Race is not something bad. You know, Cheska Lee has said, you know, race isn't the problem, racism is. I was like just listening to a podcast where she said that. Race isn't the problem, racism is. Ethnicity isn't the fucking problem. You know, racism and white supremacy is the problem. So this idea that we need to like get rid of race, get rid of ethnicity, get rid of the ethnic section in the store, and let's all be colorblind and all lives matter. All this stuff operates under the assumption that race itself is something bad, that ethnicity itself is something bad, and it's not. And my thing is, you know, instead of pushing to like break the walls or whatever, I wish that Shea Moisture, you know, as this big fucking conglomerate, I wish that they would push instead for the ethnic aisle to be just as big as the main aisle, to be just as clean as the main aisle, to be just as well stocked as the main aisle, to be just as well lit as the main aisle, to be just as beautiful as the main aisle, like make this push to show that ethnicity is just as great as the main aisle, aka the white aisle, because we all know that that's what we're talking about, you know? The ad just gave me serious, like, you know, we need to be as close to whiteness as possible to be accepted vibes. And that's been Shea Moisture's pitch for a long time now, you know, like, we don't want to be just for ethnic women. We sick of that and them ethnic women's money. We don't want their money. We want that Becky money. Becky, we want your money. Like, that's what they're saying, you know? And it's just like, that brand of women's empowerment falls under a very specific subset of white feminism. That's really what it is, that pretends not to see race because we're all the same and we are all women and we all have, you know, the same kind of beauty. And it's like, no, it's like race and ethnicity impacts gender in a certain type of way, which I talk about all the time, and that is okay. And it is okay for ethnic women, you know, to have our own type of products because our hair is different. Our hair is different. Our skin is different. Our, you know, products for us can be different from products for white women. And that's fine. There's literally nothing wrong with that. Like, it is okay for ethnic women to have an enclave and a space for ourselves, you know? Like, having a dedicated ethnic section in the beauty aisle is not a problem for me because I am fucking ethnic, my nigga. Like, I'm black, and I'm proud of that, you know? And it's nice to be able to enter an aisle where I know everything is catered just for me. And I don't understand why people like to pretend that we're not different and like this type of shit doesn't matter. And it's just like, our differences can be part of what makes us all great, you know? Like, there's certain products that's made for white women, you know, hair type, a smoother, straighter hair type, that's not gonna do shit for me because I don't have that type of hair. Like, there's nothing wrong with that, you know? Like, and there are no gates separating the main aisle from the ethnic aisle. Anyone can walk over and pick up whatever products they want from whatever aisles they want. Black women have no problem picking up Pantene Pro V, picking up herbal essences, picking up L'Oreal, picking up all these products that are not marketed to us specifically. We have no problem with walking our asses over to the main aisle and picking some shit up. Shea Moisture is clearly trying to expand their profit margin by marketing their products to a consumer base that does not feel comfortable entering the ethnic aisle. And that's definitely not Black women. That's definitely not ethnic women. They're literally, again, using our pain for a profit and trying to mask it in this. Aren't you sick and tired of being in the ethnic aisle? Don't you bitches want to be in the main aisle where the Beckys are at? Like, no, not really. Not really. I don't particularly need to be in the main aisle. Why don't you tell Becky to walk her lazy ass over to the ethnic aisle and pick up Shea Moisture? Oh, it's because they don't want to be associated with anything Black. So you don't want to be associated with anything Black, Shea Moisture. Like, I see the game. I see the game. You can't play a player, my nigga. I see the fucking game. You can't trick a trickster, okay? You can't do it. Like, I haven't been a fan of Shea Moisture for a long time now. I've been seeing the writing on the wall in terms of the direction that they want to go in. And like I said in my other video, I've never even been that impressed with their products. But, you know, again, it's been happening for a while that their company has wanted to move their brand away from a focus on ethnicity. So I'm not surprised by this. Like, I know many Black women that swear by their products. And I know a lot of people that are deeply hurt to see a company that they feel like was built off of their backs so obviously turning away from them. And I just feel like it's gross. It's disgusting. It's fucking deplorable what they're doing. I was going through the comments on that commercial and somebody left a comment, a very telling comment that said, you know, what does any woman of color gain by being forced to find her needs in a sea of whiteness? You know, it's like, this is not for us. Like, this is not for us. This is clearly not for us. This is for a certain demographic that you want to buy your product, that you feel like they don't feel comfortable buying your product because your product is in the ethnic aisle and they don't want to go in the ethnic aisle. So you're trying to take your product to them. You know, you're catering to white supremacy. You're catering to racism. You're catering to this idea that something has to be marketed towards white people for white people to use it. It's no gates. There's no gates in Walmart, okay? There's no sign that says fucking ethnic bitches only. You know, like, anyone can go into any section. So what is even the point really of this campaign? You know, I just find this ad to be so gross. You know, like, and it's also like breaking the walls and removing completely the ethnic aisle also is not going to hurt large brands, well-known brands like Shea Moisture. It's gonna hurt the smaller up-and-coming brands, right, that were stocked in the ethnic aisle and are now gonna have to fight for space on the main aisle. That's also who that's gonna hurt. So it's just like, you're doing the most to cater to whiteness. You're doing the most to cater to this white standard of beauty that says that, oh, I'm not going in the ethnic aisle. Oh, the ethnic aisle. Like they're scared or something, And again, just like, how about instead of removing the ethnic section, large Black-owned businesses like Shea Moisture, again, fight for the ethnic section to have just as much recognition as the main section? Why does the option always default to removing and abandoning our own shit, our own things, and not improving it? Like, improve, don't abandon, bitch. Like, put that shit on a t-shirt. Improve, don't abandon. And I just feel like, just like I was talking about in my integration video, that's a mistake that we keep making over and over. Instead of fighting to make ourselves seen as equals, we fight to simply not be separate. And that's what this Shea Moisture feels like to me. We're not fighting to be equal. We're fighting to simply not be separate. And there's really a difference. There's really a difference, Like, expand the ethnic aisle to proportions that are, comparative to the hair care aisle, the general hair care aisle, Don't demolish the ethnic section. Give it equal shine. Make it equally as important, Like, I don't know. Again, Black women don't have no products buying shit from the general beauty aisle. So who are we really breaking down walls for? Who has a problem with being different? Who has a problem with having to go into a separate aisle to buy their products? It ain't us. It ain't us. We'll try any brand that works. We will try literally any brand that works. It's literally the Beckys. I'm gonna keep saying that. Lemonade. The white women, the non-Black POCs who have an aversion to touching products that might be popular with Black customers, then they're really trying to dress it up like it's about us, but like, no, it's not about us. It's about white people. It's about white people. It's about white women specifically. It's about Beckys. It's about trying to expand to this white consumer base that doesn't want to be associated with Black products. So you're trying to remove yourself from that Blackness, even though those are the people that made you rich. Shea Moisture, like, it's trash. It's just so trashy to me. It's deplorable. It's gross. It's, again, improve, don't abandon. Stop trying. Just stop trying to appeal to this white supremacist idea of beauty and these ideas about what beauty is and what, it's just like, stop. Again, instead of fighting to make ourselves equal, we fight to simply not be separate. And I'm done. Like, I'm done with that. I'm done with that idea. I'm done with that model. I'm not feeling it. Like, that's not the way I move through my life, feeling like I have to be comparable to some white person to be accomplished or to be equal. Like, that's just not what I'm about. And I feel like that's the direction that Shea Moisture is moving. So a lot of people have been asking for comparable products to Shea Moisture to try out. So I will have tons of links in the description box to different Black-owned businesses that have great products. Eden Body Works, who I've done a Black Friday video on that I love. Oyen Handmade has great stuff. Alakay Naturals, great stuff. Miel Organics, great. So I'll put lots of links in the description box, things for you guys to try out. But that's just really how I feel about Shea Moisture. Like, they're trash. Like, clearly it's ran by people that don't want to be associated with ethnicity and Blackness specifically. So they're trying to move away from that. And this whole commercial and this whole push of trying to make it seem like it's for us when really we can all tell that it's not. It's just gross and deplorable. And I just am just so like, fuck that fucking shit. Like, fuck you, Shea Moisture. Like, go fuck yourselves. So that's just what I think about it. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Food for thought as always. See you guys next time. Peace.